Immediate read-DRDT. Following Caitlin Clark's elimination, the WNBA ratings crashed. The NBA is in a crisis.
Well, it appears that Caitlin Clark fans have listened. Last night, I received the ratings for the first round of games for the Chase for the Golden Toilet. As expected, darkness is coming. The spotlight is rapidly fading.
Whichever way you look at it, before Kate Clark arrived, most people had never heard of the WNBA.
Showed up
2 years ago, their home attendance was 1,800 fans. Their average this year, home attendance, is 17,000. That's almost 10 times. And, of course, the big difference is Caitlin Clark.
And with the departure of the league star, the WNBA will revert to its pre-Caitlin Clark state.
for the Caitlin Clark effect.
A lot of the Indiana Fever fans or Caitlin Clark fans that you speak of are no longer going to watch the WNBA now that the Indiana Fever are out.
There's no denying that she was the sole force behind the WNBA's rise to popularity while suffering abuse. But now that she's out of the league, interest in the WNBA is declining once more.
NBA once again.
They have no fans, and now that Caitlin Clark has exited, they'll get to deal with the traveling gay sex cult that they're comfortable with. That's what WNBA games have been.
Fans were already furious with Caitlin Clark for receiving so much vitriol, and her opponents weren't just hitting her on the court. They were also calling her supporters bigoted.
In the moment the ratings tank, they're going to come back and say, see, we were right all along. It's all the racists that follow Caitlin Clark that were watching the product, and now they're gone, and we're back with our diehards. And that's the ratings that you're seeing, actual W fans, not WNBA, actual W fans.
Let me get it right.
That's going to be the argument.
The W.
Thank you, but guess what? It's possible that Caitlin Clark supporters, that is, the WNBA viewership overall, will choose not to watch the WNBA altogether this year.
NBA audience.
Because no one cared about your league before Caitlin Clark. There were no opposing fans. You barely had home fans. And so no one cared. A couple 300,000 people were watching your games before Caitlin Clark.
Greetings, but wait a minute. The WNBA audience as a whole, or at least Caitlin Clark's supporters, may choose not to watch the WNBA altogether this year.
Caitlin Clark drew a whole new fan base into it, and now the question is, because she has been eliminated, she and the Indiana Fever are eliminated after losing 2 games to the Connecticut Sun. What is the rest of the season going to look like, ratings-wise, for the WNBA? Are people still going to care? That is the question on everybody's mind, because when you look at the numbers with Caitlin Clark there.
Honestly, how many of you started watching the WNBA at the time Caitlin Clark made her debut?
Onto the scene.
Caitlin Clark drew a whole new fan base into it, and now the question is, because she has been eliminated, she and the Indiana Fever are eliminated after losing 2 games to the Connecticut Sun. What is the rest of the season going to look like, ratings-wise, for the WNBA? Are people still going to care? That is the question on everybody's mind, because when you look at the numbers with Caitlin Clark there.
That doesn't seem like a question to me.
Now we're seeing comments of people saying, well, it's been real, WNBA, I'm going to go back to watching football now. Like, I'll be back when Caitlin plays again, or I'll be back when the Indiana Fever play, because now I'm an Indiana Fever fan.
Right now, every Kate Clark fan is saying the same thing. The NBA just isn't the same without her.
Caitlin Clark has literally carried the sport on her back all summer long. She talks that yang. That's what resonates with Caitlin Clark. It isn't her being white. It isn't her being straight. Her game resonates with people in basketball and across the country because she's got that edge. She plays with a flair. I heard her drop 3 F-bombs in one game sitting right there courtside. Her teammates had to hold her back. She's yelling at the coach. That's what Magic, Bird, Isaiah, Jordan, you name it, that's what they do. Clark resonates, but that clicking sound you hear is television's being turned off. Ain't nobody watching this stuff now. Ain't nobody turning the set on and saying, I gotta watch who?
When she's in court, you can always count on her to smash records. Take a look at how many absurd records she has already shattered this season.
That's it. Most points by a point guard in a season in WNBA history. Most double-doubles by a rookie guard in WNBA history. Most points by a rookie in WNBA history. Most assists by a rookie in the history of the WNBA. First WNBA rookie to record 2 triple-doubles. First triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history. First triple-double in Fever history. The first player to be named WNBA Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same month. First player in WNBA history with 20 or more points, 15 or more assists, and 5 or more rebounds in a game. She won Rookie of the Month 4 times, Eastern Conference Player of the Week 3 times. She set a single-season record for assists, period. Single season rookie record for assists. That makes sense. Single season rookie record for three-pointers. Single game record for assists, 19. Franchise record for most double-doubles, three-pointers. Career 10 or more assists in a game. How about that? Franchise record for most career 10 or more assists in a game. Fastest WNBA player to reach 100 three-pointers. She did it in 34 games. Most assists by a rookie in a WNBA All-Star game, for which she received the most fan.
What more is noteworthy if speeding the video clip is necessary to beat all of her records? The figures speak for themselves. The WNBA is already seeing a sharp drop in viewership. More people watched the Indiana Fever playoff game than all three of the other playoff games put together.
Assists by a rookie in the history of the WNBA. First WNBA rookie to record 2 triple-doubles. First triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history. First triple-double in Fever history. The first player to be named WNBA Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same month. First player in WNBA history with 20 or more points, 15 or more assists, and 5 or more rebounds in a game. She won Rookie of the Month 4 times, Eastern Conference Player of the Week 3 times. She set a single season record for assists. Period. Single season rookie record for assists. That makes sense. Single season rookie record for three-pointers. Single game record for assists, 19. Franchise record for most double-doubles, three-pointers. Career 10 or more assists in a game. How about that? Franchise record for most career 10 or more assists in a game. Fastest WNBA player to reach 100 three-pointers. She did it in 34 games. Most assists by a rookie in a WNBA All-Star game, for which she received the most fan votes ever. 700,000 of those. Fastest player to reach 350 points and 150 assists to start a season.
Football is the main Sunday activity for the majority of Americans, but Caitlin Clark altered everything. Fans couldn't resist watching her WNBA playoff match, which attracted a record-breaking 8 million viewers, even though the NFL games were on television /.
Sunday afternoon, competing directly with the fourth quarter of the early slate of games in the NFL, Caitlin Clark drew 1.8 million viewers on ABC. It was the most watched playoff game since Game 2 of the 2000 WNBA Finals, and it was the most watched game in the WNBA playoffs on an NFL.
Now, you would think that everyone in the WNBA community would be ecstatic that the NBA broke attendance records even with a full schedule of NFL games, but leave it to Caitlin Clark's biggest critic, Cheryl Swoops, to stir things up rather than give credit where credit is due. Swoops, who has never been easily impressed by the Fever star, made it clear that she wasn't even thrilled that viewers tuned in to watch the WNBA instead of the NFL. When asked about her thoughts on the WNBA playoffs surpassing NFL viewership, she stated the following on her podcast, Queens of the Court.
Viewership.
So I was not excited about the playoffs starting. First of all, it is a football Sunday, and I don't care how much we've grown and people are tuning in and they're watching in the eyes. You're going up against NFL on a Sunday. A Sunday.
All right, Cheryl, by tuning in on a Sunday, even though there were NFL games on, you are insulting not only the WNBA and Caitlin Clark, but also the new fans she drew into the league.
It is not just a delusional fan base who is just delusional, but they're not really tuning in. No, these people are coming in waves to watch one player who has sold out every single arena that she has played in this season.
Let's take a moment to discuss this. It was Caitlin Clark who changed the league. She just chose not to participate.
We talk about league attendance. The Indiana Fever, all right, with Caitlin Clark, led the league in attendance both home and on the road. Fever averaged 17,000. 35 at home, 15,000 on the road. Attendance for the entire league up nearly 50% this year, according to data from across the timeline. And Indiana leads all teams with an average attendance of, like I said, of 17,035. Merchandise sales are up 450%. I'm going to repeat that. Merchandise sales are up 450%. For the WNBA, according to Fanatics.
The Caitlin Clark effect was the root of all of this, and despite it all, she dealt with a great degree of jealousy and hostility from other players. They would contend that Caitlin was the one getting all the limelight while they have been putting in a lot of effort in this league for years.
Attention.
If you are making the argument that ladies who helped build the NBA deserved far more shine that they were getting, you have every right to feel that way. What you have to respect, however, is that the paying customer, the audience, didn't feel that way. They did not give a damn about the WNBA. And they really were not feeling the WNBA to the degree that they're feeling the WNBA now, obviously because of Caitlin Clark, who's selling out games and got the Indiana Fever selling out games more than they sell out Pacer games.
Her game's renown and level of attention getting not only speak for themselves. The Indiana Fever were among the WNBA's worst teams before Caitlin Clark turned them into a contender for the postseason.
The Indiana Fever, remember, Caitlin Clark was drafted first, which means last year they were the worst team in the WNBA. It did not matter because this season they were the most watched team in the league. An average of viewership, 1.1 million viewers each game in the regular season. Other games, listen to this, paled in comparison, drawing just about 394,000 viewers on average per game.
She not only won over analysts and even elite basketball players, but she also won over the audience and all of the attendees, turning them into her most devoted fans.
Watch Caitlin Clark every single night play basketball. I'm that fascinated with her mind, her toughness, obviously her shooting ability. I think she might have cracked my top 5 all time, and that's men or women.
All time?
Yes. I'm going MJ's in that category. Steph Curry is in that category. If Caitlin Clark goes in there, man, and Larry Bird will be the other guy.
Charles Barkley shared the following opinions regarding Caitlin Clark.
You women out there, y'all petty, man. Hey, LeBron, you're 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlin Clark. Y'all petty, girls. I expect men to be petty because we're the most insecure group in the world.
You are.
Y'all should be thanking that girl for getting y'all that private charters, all the money and visibility she bringing to the WNBA. Don't be petty like dudes. Listen, what she's accomplished, give her flowers. Stop being petty, all you women out there. She got y'all charters. She bringing all y'all this money to the table, but y'all being petty like dudes. LeBron, you are 100% right. Y'all girls, stop being petty. Caitlin Clark, thank you for bringing all that money and shine to the devil.
With Caitlin Clark gone, many are beginning to wonder if the WNBA is a failing product that can't compete in the market. Her absence has raised many concerns about the league's viability without her star power.
I'm saying they should have done everything they can to keep Clark playing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Asia Wilson and whoever these other angry women are, maybe, just maybe, they're going to take off and run with it. Maybe it's better with Clark not being in the playoffs so we can watch others.
No.
For myself and a lot of other watchers, the season has already ended because Caitlin Clark provided the thrilling, fast-paced action and precise three-pointers that made women's basketball thrilling. No, it doesn't feel like a true basketball game anymore, and most of the time, the audience isn't interested in watching the other players.
The celebration is over. Reality is knocking on the door of the porta potty. The truth is finally coming to the light. The same light that is going to be dimming here in about 12 hours when Caitlin Clark is eliminated from the playoffs. I know the mainstream media wants us to believe that the WNBA is surging in popularity. I know analysts like Monica McDougal at ESPN. They want us to recognize elite layup missers and failed dunkers. But what Casey has been telling you guys all season, it has been true. What I have said countless times over the past few months, it is finally being proven without a shadow of a doubt. Caitlin Clark is a megastar. Caitlin Clark is a box office draw, while the rest of the WNBA, it is nothing but a polished turd.
Not only has watching diminished while she's been gone, but game attendance has plummeted. Without Caitlin Clark, the hype around the league appears to be dimming swiftly.
And it's not just the ratings that were in the pooper, attendance was clogging the drain as well. Aces shitbirds, 10,000 in an arena capable of holding 12. Linkers masculines, 8,500 in an arena capable of holding almost 19,000. Dreamers liberals, 11,000 in an arena capable of holding 18,000. If you're one of the dozens of fans in the WNBA, it is only going to get worse from here.
It didn't have to be this way, though. With Caitlin Clark, the WNBA had an incredible opportunity to use her star power to catapult the league to new heights and make her the official poster girl. Rather, they declined to fully utilize her influence.
It's something. And I think that some of the ladies, not all, but some of the ladies in the WNBA are missing the point.
Nevertheless, the league as a whole turned against her and began to harass her, with league officials rewarding the abusers with awards and titles. Caitlin Clark was struck in the eye by Jay Carrington, which is a great example. Everyone saw it, knew it was improper, and believed she should have been placed on suspension.
For this,
Dejanay Carrington get into it with Caitlin Clark. There were many accusing her of giving Caitlin Clark a black eye, having an intentional foul on Caitlin Clark, which wasn't called.
Can you believe that the league acknowledged Jay Carrington as the league's best improved player rather than disciplining her and fining her?
Carrington now has been awarded Most Improved Player of the Season. If people were to read about this WNBA player getting Most Improved this season, I think oftentimes if you would have looked last year, for example, they would have been like, who? Who is this person? Okay, moving on. I have no idea, nor do I care. But because this was the player just involved in a bit of a scuffle with Caitlin Clark in the opening game of the playoffs, now people are saying, oh, that woman that got Most Improved Player, that's the one who stuck her fingernail in Caitlin.
Until the WNBA addresses its bigotry and hatred toward Caitlin Clark, I genuinely doubt that anyone will take it seriously. What are your feelings about this circumstance? Enter them in the space provided for comments below.